Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel all about BI. This is going to be another video in Synapse Analytics playlist. As I conveyed in the last session, this is going to be an architectural discussion, the architecture diagram of the Synapse Analytics workspace. Okay, so let me define it. Alright, this is the block diagram that we want to concentrate in this session. Okay, so basically concentrate on this portion of the architecture. Alright, so if you see, Studio is the first part of it. It's nothing but the workspace in which we are going to develop end-to-end analytic solution using Synapse. Okay, as part of Studio, you have four blocks: one for integration, one for management, one for monitoring, and providing security. Okay, just keep these four terms in mind. You have something called integration, you will monitor it, you will manage it, you will add security to it. Okay, I'm going to take you through the workspace now to relate these four terms now. Okay, we have to see where is integrate, where is monitor tab, where is manage tab, and where is the security. Okay, so to start with, I'll start with the integrate. Okay, when you click on integrate, it's nothing but it is the same UI which you see in Azure Data Factory. Okay, if you click this plus, you will be able to create pipelines. You will be able to implement a copy data tool. Okay, which is helpful for bulk copy operations. Okay, so integration is nothing but it is as same as what we do in Data Factory. Okay, with few exceptions. You will not be able to use SSISIR. You will not be able to use cross-region integration runtime. So there are a couple of exceptions, but majorly you can relate this integrate with Azure Data Factory UI. Okay, what next? We saw about integrate. We have to see about manage and monitor tab. Okay, manage is nothing but this is the place which lets us add SQL pools. We can create link services, etc. etc. If you see here, right? First part of it is analytics pool. Pool is nothing but in the first session itself I discussed the basic differences between SQL pools, dedicated SQL pool as well as serverless SQL pool. Analytic pools are nothing but how are you going to deal with your solution, whether you want to go SQL based analysis or Spark based analysis. Based on that, we'll either go to SQL pools or Spark based pools. Okay, so this pane will let you create dedicated SQL pool. By default, there will be a default serverless SQL pool coming up with your workspace or created with your workspace when you create a Synapse workspace, right? What there is a built-in serverless work SQL pool already created for you. Apart from that, if you want any dedicated SQL pool, you can create it here. So under analytic pool, we are under manage tab. Manage tab, under that you have SQL analytical pools. Under analytic pools, you have SQL pools wherein you can create a dedicated SQL pool and manage it. Okay, I already have created a dedicated SQL pool and I have passed it because I don't run any queries right now. So I don't want to make use of the dedicated SQL pool because it is going to be costing me some money every time it is active. Okay, that's why I've put it in past mode. Okay, so next to that, Apache Spark pools. You can create Spark pools as well. So the first part of it is creating pools. So here you are managing the existing pools as well as you can create new pools. So that is why it is coming in the manage tab, managing the pools. Apart from managing the pools, what you can do, you can create link services to external services or external connections. When I say external to Synapse, okay, it can be Azure SQL database or it can be blob storage bar or it can be any other kind of data store that you want to connect. Okay, for example, if I click on new, I'll be able to see the data stores that I see in Data Factory. Okay, 90 plus connectors are available. So if you want to access data from outside Synapse world or SQL pools and all, right, you will have to create appropriate link service. Okay, for now, for testing purpose, I have created a Azure SQL connection or Azure SQL database link service. Okay, this lets me pull data from my Azure SQL database. Okay, so like that you will be able to create link services. And Azure Purview, I'm not sure much about this Azure Purview service. I'll take some time and I'll come up with some session for that. Okay, at a later point in time. Right now After analytic pools, you will be able to manage the external connections and then integration. With respect to integration, if you want to know what and all you can do, you can add triggers, you can create integration runtimes. Okay, if you want to create Azure based or self-hosted integration runtime, you can come here and make appropriate changes. Apart from that, security. This is the another tab that we saw in the block diagram. We covered about integrate, which is nothing but Azure Data Factory related UI, and second is manage tab. Under manage tab, we see that we can manage existing pools and we can create new pools as well. We can also create link services. Apart from that, you have this security tab which lets you control the way your Synapse solution is accessed by people. Okay, you can add roles, you can give permissions to people, so a lot more you can do under this particular tab. Okay, apart from this, you have something called code libraries. If you want to import some package or some pre-compiled code that you want to use with your Synapse Analytics solution, you can export or import it here. Okay, and then git configuration. So these are the things that you can manage under manage tab. Monitor, it's quite simple. As we do the monitoring in Data Factory, it is to monitor your Synapse solutions or pipelines. Okay, how the execution is going on, everything you can monitor from here. And apart from that, I think I have covered all the blocks in the first part. Now we saw what is data integration, what is management, what is monitoring, what is security. Okay, analytic runtimes. Apart from that, we have the second part is analytics runtime. This runtime I have covered it a bit ago while I covered the management tab. Okay, under management you will be seeing pools. Okay, SQL pool, Spark based pool. So there is one another option available, which is nothing but data explorer pool, which is under preview now. It's not generally available yet, but that's why we can cover it at a later point in time once it is generally available. Apart from that, you should be familiar with SQL runtime as well as Apache Spark runtimes. Okay, let me clear the marks now. All right, we are done with the studio part. We are done with the runtime part. Okay, what else? Data Lake Storage Gen 2. So your entire block of Synapse Analytics sits on top of your Data Lake Storage Gen 2. Okay, that means that whenever we create a Synapse workspace, automatically you have to attach a data lake gen 2 with your workspace. Okay, so it is shipped along with your workspace creation itself. So everything that you do on Synapse, it has super cohesion or compatibility with the data lake gen 2. Okay, we can access the files from gen 2. We can do analytics on top of the files that or data that we have in the data lake storage. Okay, that is why it is separate component and it is mentioned along with the studio part. Okay, so apart from this, what else we have to concentrate is on the left hand side. These are the different data stores that are supported by Synapse Analytics workspace or architecture. Okay, you will be able to connect to on-premise data stores, cloud-based data stores, SaaS data, live streaming data. So these are all the major or frequently used data stores that is supported by Synapse Analytics workspace. So this is source. These are the sources which are currently supported. 90 plus data stores are already supported by Data Factory. Same with the Synapse also. Okay, so this is the source part, and in the center part, it's nothing but the analytics part based on pools, SQL pool or Spark based pool. We are going to do the analytics, and after we do the analysis, what is the end result? It is the last part that we have to concentrate. It's nothing but visualizing the data or visualizing the decisions or predictions, whatever you can say. Okay, so as part of the visualization, you can execute various machine learning models and you can visualize the data using Power BI reports. Okay, Power BI is natively connected with the Synapse Analytics workspace, so you can integrate both Power BI and Synapse Analytics so easily so that you can visualize your data in no time. Okay, those and all we'll be covering in the later session of this playlist, but this is just an overview of the architecture so that you are well versed with the terminologies. Okay, so we have some support for various data stores in the source part, and we can do some analysis and we can visualize the data at the end. Okay, this is the overall picture that I want to convey. I hope I have done justice. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comment section, and if you haven't subscribed, I request you to subscribe. Thanks a lot.